Chinese opera might sound strange to you and me, but to 600 million people, it's a cherished tradition. It's the oldest form of theater in the history of man. For 5,000 years, emperors and commoners alike have enjoyed the colorful performances depicting battles, intrigues, and love stories. Performers train for years and prepare several hours for every show. Guo Xiaocheng is one of the top stars in her art and is as well known to the people in the Republic of China.
I started before I was 8 years old. My father loved it and took me often to opera shows. Also, I didn't like school, and learning the opera was a good excuse to stay away from school.
Like all performers, Miss Guo has to spend many hours a day practicing in her Taipei studio. Unlike Western operas in which the story is told through song, Chinese opera is traditionally expressed through symbolic hand and body movements.
Chinese opera is not something that cannot be changed. On the contrary, it has to be cultivated and refined to make it more attractive to young people today. That is what I'm trying to do.
The top arts critic for the Taipei United Daily News and a devoted fan is Miss Nikki Wang.
She received Peking opera education at Dapeng School and then became a movie star first and then went back to stage because she thinks this is one of the arts that should be preserved most.
Backstage at the Chinese opera, there are many superstitions and traditions that are always strictly observed. For instance, no one can start to apply their makeup until the clowns have begun theirs. And the performers never look over their shoulders at someone because it would be an insult to the person they look at. Miss Guo, like all the actors, always applies her own makeup. The white face with deep rose cheeks signifies a young and beautiful woman. The Chinese opera is subsidized by the Chinese government, so pay is not as extravagant as it is here. A Broadway star in New York might make thousands of dollars a week. Miss Guo makes a comfortable living that's average for a Taipei citizen. Up until the late 1800s, many wealthy Chinese mothers bound the feet of their baby daughters so that their feet would not grow. Large feet were considered a sign of a peasant background. Because she portrays an aristocrat, Miss Guo secures her toes in tiny 4-inch wooden shoes. It takes years of strenuous training to master the art of walking and dancing gracefully on these tiny false feet. All of the actors wear headpieces, and Miss Guo's is built each evening by her hairdresser. The individual curls and falls are real human hair soaked in perfumed oil. It can take up to an hour to complete an elaborate arrangement like this one. As a young unmarried woman, Miss Guo will use many jewels and trinkets to decorate her hair. Tonight, 5 short stories will be presented, and all of this preparation is for the first of 2 roles that Miss Guo will perform. Costumes are bright, colorful, and very ornate. Strong colors are freely used, and almost all are handmade and embroidered. The wardrobe master makes sure that all the garments are cleaned and freshly pressed for each performance. Miss Guo's long, loose trousers and tight-fitting waistcoat are traditional for unmarried women, and the blue color signifies that she is of genteel birth. It is fitted in pins so that it will fall gracefully no matter what movement she makes. All of the costumes are silk, and as most actors change several times a night, the dressing room is always busy. After almost 3 hours of preparation, Miss Guo is ready to perform.
She's very popular among the youngsters, and she made a lot of efforts to popularize Peking opera.
Miss Guo's first role tonight is in a love story. In pantomime, the pretty young girl shoes her chickens together to feed them. She raises chickens to make a living for herself. One day, as she's sewing in her front yard, a handsome young man comes by and sees her. They find an excuse to meet, and it's love at first sight. Later, he returns and looks through the gate to try to see her. But she is looking out for him at the same time and is very surprised to see him looking in. As a sign of his love, he leaves a jade bracelet at the gate. But when she picks it up, he catches her, and she is very embarrassed and drops it. Later, she picks it up as a sign that she loves him also. This beautiful art has been enjoyed for 5,000 years and still survives as an important part of modern Chinese society due to the talents and love of artists like Gua Xiaocheng.